What is the best split in terms of building muscle? Well, you already know what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about the most optimal splits for building muscle. But yeah, I'm going to finish my breakfast first and you're going to see me now. So it's been about 3 hours since I last ate and now I'm going to make my pre-workout meal. Cream of rice it's called. I got it from my favorite natty vegans out there, Oliver Forslin and Antlim Mantello. They're two pretty young guys and have a sick physique, so yeah, shout out to them. It's going to taste pretty amazing, so let's get to it. So this Tupperware is full to the max, like I'm going to get so satiated and full of this. I hope this tastes good. If not, you probably shouldn't try it. It has a pretty good flavor, but I will say that it lacks a lot of sweetness, so I'm definitely going to add more of those sugar-free flavor drops I have for my protein, just to make it more sweet. I'm going to chill with YouTube for a bit. I'll check in with you after I've eaten this, because yeah, I'm probably going to be full as fuck then, so unfortunately, let's find out. Naughty angles, mate. Okay, I'm gonna stop being a weirdo, and yeah. I'm almost done with the Tupperware, and now we're going to get to the main topic of today's video, which is what is the best split in terms of building muscle? Well, there is none. Thanks, have a great day everyone, peace. I'm so original. Well, yeah, so it depends, but I'm obviously just not going to say it depends and end the video right here. I'm going to go further in depth about what it depends on, because for some people, this split is going to be optimal, and for some people, this split is going to be optimal. So I'm going to cover that right now. But just to make this video a little bit less boring to watch, we're going to change up the scenery to my workout for today. So yeah. So on screen you're seeing my workout for today, which was a pull workout. So I'm mainly focusing on my back and my biceps. I'm not going to talk about that though. We're going to get to the topic right away, and that is what is the best split in terms of muscle growth. So there's two things we always have to remember when figuring out which training split to use. The first thing is frequency. Frequency simply refers to how many times a week you hit a certain muscle group. So for example, let's say you're doing push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs. That's a muscle frequency of twice a week, because you're hitting every muscle group 2 times a week. And what we've learned from the limited research we have today is that training a muscle group 2 times a week or more is better than only training a muscle group once a week. So yeah, that's the first to a good workout split. You have to at least train your muscle groups 2 times a week. And training your muscle groups more than twice a week has actually shown to have some certain benefits, especially when it comes to strength and such, but that's not the focus of this video. So yeah, as long as you're training each muscle group twice a week, you're going to be fine. Although I've personally found that a higher frequency of 3 times a week is better, at least for the smaller muscle groups such as the calves and the abs and maybe even the arms. And the other factor we have to keep in mind when finding the perfect training split is recovery. A lot of people seem to forget that when we're training a muscle group, they're not growing, we're breaking them down, it's in the recovery process, we're building the muscle. So it's important to hit your muscle groups with enough frequency, intensity and volume so that they're able to grow, but not to the extent of you not recovering for the next training session. If you're listening to this thinking, yeah, that makes sense, but Magnus, come on, give me the fucking answer. What's the good training split I should use? Well, I'm going to get to that right now, my special little sweet baby bear. So yeah, what determines what split you should use? Well, there's 2 main factors for that as well. The first one is your training experience. This is the main factor, because in order to keep progressing and growing, we have to up not only the weights but also the volume. The volume, a simple way of referring to volume, is weekly sets. So let's say when you first start out in the gym, you're for example doing 12 sets of back, but if you've trained for 5 years, you're probably doing something like 19 sets or 18 sets for your back, for example. So that just shows that volume goes linearly up, such as the weight should. And that is why a beginner, someone who's new to training, he doesn't need as much weekly sets, he doesn't need as much volume, so he can get away completely fine with only going to the gym 4 or 3 times a week. But he has to linearly up the volume throughout his training career, so when he returns to an intermediate lifter, yeah, he's probably done 10 sets a week for the chest, and that's grown completely fine, but he's getting to the point where it doesn't grow anymore, so then he have to up his sets to 15 sets for the chest a week. So either his days can stay the exact same and he's going to the gym for like 4 fucking hours and he's performing a lot of junk volume, and that simply refers to, yeah, you're doing sets but they're not actually providing enough stimulus to grow. So the smart thing to do in that situation is to up the days. So yeah, for a beginner you should be in the gym for about 3 to 4 times a week, you don't need any more than that. And for an intermediate, you should be in the gym 4 to 5 times a week. And for an advanced, for an experienced lifter, he should be in the gym 5 to 6 days a week. The second factor when it comes to finding the most optimal training split for you is, I know this is a boring one, but it's a very true one. It is long-term enjoyability. So yeah, you have to adhere to your program. If you don't like it, if you're going to skip days, then of course you're not going to see amazing results. So if something is optimal on paper but it doesn't fit your lifestyle, it doesn't fit with your working schedule, then yeah, you should probably find something else that fits into your routines. So before I'm going to squirt a lot of split recommendations into your mouth, I'm first going to be talking about the problems with most training splits nowadays. And that is simply that there's a poor emphasis on recovery. And I'm not talking about the amount of training days, because technically, yeah, you can train 7 days a week as long as you don't go too hard every session so that you can recover enough. But what I'm talking about is the interference between primary and secondary muscle groups. So let me explain what I mean. For example, we're having chest and back on Monday, a typical bro day. It's a pretty nice day if you ask me. That's not the point though. But yeah, we're doing a ton of pulling and pushing exercises, and most people underestimate how much you actually train your arms when it comes to compound movements such as the chest or the rows. So you shouldn't at all have arms after a day of back and chest. I hope that made sense. I often see that with programs that it has a certain interference which isn't good for recovery at all. For example, yeah, you're having triceps after shoulders because pressing trains a shit ton of triceps, and you're having biceps the day after back, and etc. But yeah, let's get to the general split recommendations, because I know that's what people came here to hear about. So yeah, if you are a beginner, you should train at least 3 to 4 days a week, and the splits I would recommend then would be a full body split 3 times a week. So yeah, you're training Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and you're hitting each muscle group 3 times a week. I would say this is the best split for beginners, because yeah, it hits your muscle groups 3 times a week, and this is very crucial when you're starting out so that you can learn a movement way faster compared to only training a muscle group twice a week. But another you can also do if you want to is an upper lower. So you're doing an upper lower rest, upper lower. Those are 2 amazing splits for beginners. I would say the full body is definitely superior. So yeah, if you're a beginner, do that. I've actually made a free full body program which is completely free. I don't ask for your Gmail or anything like that. I'll leave that video in the description if you want to check that out after this one is done. And when it comes to intermediates, you should train 4 to 5 days a week, and the splits I would recommend then is a upper lower with an arm day. So a upper lower rest, upper lower arms. That's an amazing split. And another split I would recommend is a upper lower rest push pull legs. So basically a hybrid upper lower and push pull leg split. That's amazing as well. And the last split I would recommend if you are an intermediate, which I think most are, or beginners, then you should do a upper lower, upper lower, upper. So basically training your legs twice a week and training your upper body 3 times a week. That's super good, man. I'm going to be starting that in the future. And now we're getting to the advanced. I'm not going to be talking about this for long because probably maybe one person who's an advanced is watching this video. If you are an advanced dude, if you've been training for multiple years with proper training and nutrition, you should be in the gym 5 to 6 days a week and 2 amazing splits then, or at least, yeah, I'll start with the first one, which I think is just because of what I talked about previously, the recovery aspect, where you're training some muscle groups which kind of overlap in the next day. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best split, but we have the push-pull legs twice a week. So you're going to the gym 6 days a week, you're training push twice a week, pull twice a week, and legs twice a week. And the one I would say is superior is upper lower 3 times a week. So you're training both upper and lower 3 times a week, which is amazing. Frequency is on point, volume is on point, make sure the intensity is on point as well, and you'll have an amazing training program. So I tried to keep this short and simple, even though it's hard because, yeah, I still didn't talk about everything regarding training splits. Man, I've currently read like a scientific book on, yeah, it has like 400 pages when it comes to just training and scientific evidence for everything. So yeah, my mind is kind of getting gangbanged right now. You didn't hear that voice crack, shut up. But I hope that you can apply this video to your actual training. That's what I like, to help people out. So yeah, I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have been stuck deciding which split you're going to use, I hope that this has helped you figure out which one to use. There's a ton of great ones out there. I didn't mention all of them, I just mentioned the most popular and also the best ones. So yeah, if you're going with anything that I mentioned for today's video, you're going to be good. I would greatly appreciate it if you could like the video, but only do it if you like the video though. And if you didn't like the video, dislike it and tell me what I can improve on in the comment section below. My name is Magnus Bulkan. Have an amazing day. Peace. My god, man, I gotta do cardio. Bye.